the movie Avatar as an introduction to transhumanism, the mixture of man and machine, what 3.0 cinema is teaching us. In recent years, there's been a special talk about transhumanism, which is now presented to the general public through many publications and books. But how would you feel if someone told you that the award-winning 2009 film Avatar, through its fairy tale image and story, offered a pretty good, albeit indirect, presentation of transhumanism, its technical means and goals? Perhaps when the film was first screened, the idea of transhumanism was not widely known, but today, when we're going through the fourth industrial revolution, the media agencies and techno-utopians are constantly informing us about new technological achievements and the vision of transhumanism and of posthumanism, especially people like Klaus Schwab and his right-hand man, Noah, and Harari, and the WEF. So while we wait for the sequel of Avatar 2 in December of this year, 2022, it is worth watching the first film carefully again with the eyes and knowledge of today in order to discover and decode its messages. The film, written and directed by James Cameron, was a great success for its script, but mainly for its impressive and first of its kind visual effects and digital graphics. For the first time, digital techniques were used to capture the actors' movement using special sensors so that their movements and expressions are integrated into the virtual environment, while it is estimated that the film consists of 60% computer graphics and 40% filmed with actors. The story revolves around the character of Jake Scully, a young ex-Marine who has become paraplegic and is confined to a wheelchair. Frustrated and with a lot of rage inside, he lives a meaningless life until the day he is called by the US military to replace his twin brother after his sudden death on a special mission in space, as he has identical genes to him. The US military has invaded the distant and inhospitable planet Pandora in the year 2154, and its goal is to evict the natives of the planet so that the Americans can proceed with mining projects of an extremely valuable deposit located in the area where the natives live. Thus, the story of the extermination of the American Indians by the civilized Europeans is repeated in a modern science fiction setting. The native inhabitants of the planet Pandora belong to the Na'vi tribe. They are blue humanoid creatures, 3 meters tall, with great muscle power, a tail, their own language, special abilities, and a primitive culture. As the army struggles to fight the natives, it opts for a Trojan horse solution to reach its goal by deceiving the Na'vi tribe. Thus, they funded a scientific program to create avatar bodies, hence human Na'vi hybrids, by fusing human DNA with the Na'vi DNA through highly sophisticated technology. Each avatar body corresponds to the human form whom the DNA was taken, and he is the only one who can guide his avatar remotely through the mutual coordination of their nervous systems, while his human body remains in a canopy in a state of hypnosis with wires in his brain area. Through technology, the consciousness, or otherwise the spirit of the person, is transferred for a period of time into the body of the avatar, and the person lives, feels, moves, and acts through it. Posing as supposed Na'vi, a group of Americans, including Jake, infiltrate the Na'vi community with the intention of gaining their trust and advancing the interests of the invaders. But when Jake gets to know the natives close up, he's impressed by their way of life and values, becomes a true friend, and develops a romantic relationship with Neytiri, the daughter of the tribe's chief and witch. He is fascinated by their magical surroundings, their primitive purity, the strong bonds they have with each other and with nature, their mystical powers, and of course the fact that, along with the other abilities of the Na'vi, he has gained a pair of functional legs which allow him to run again. Gradually, Jake sees his life gaining meaning, lives love, and decides to support the defending Na'vi from the conquest and greed of the American invaders by switching sides. In the film's finale, he chooses to forever transfer his consciousness into the avatar and live out the rest of his life through it with the Na'vi with his human body while his human body dies. The striking thing is that the permanent transfer of his consciousness is not done this time through the technology and the canopy of the laboratory, but by a group spiritualistic ceremony in which the Na'vi take part, who pray ecstatically to the deity Awa at the instigation of the tribal witch, having connected and interacted energetically in a supernatural way through the braid of their hair, both with each other and with the roots of the Tree of Souls, a huge tree with magical properties. One might think from seeing the sparks and light signals transmitted during the ceremony that the Na'vi braid resembles a bundle of wires and the interconnection of all the Na'vis with each other and with the Tree of Souls, resembling the interconnection of computers, devices, and people through the Internet of People and the Internet of Everything, heralded by the Fourth Industrial Revolution, with a slogan often summed up in the phrase, "staying connected." Through this artistic presentation, the interconnectedness of everything, including humans, is launched as a powerful means of power and strength capable of working miracles. However, the film's crux is its promotion of mind uploading through biotechnology and bioscience as articulated by transhumanism. Transhumanists, among others, have proposed uploading the mind or consciousness in a form of data to a computer, robot, artificial body, or an organism that is a hybrid of man and machine, hence a cyber organism, a cyborg, as a means of digital immortality. Indeed, the company Neuralink, founded in 2016, develops human brain-computer interface technologies, and according to its owner, Elon Musk, in the future will enable people to store and retrieve their memories. Thus, a copy of their brain will be created, which can either be recovered or transferred to a new organism. Musk himself reportedly stated on July 19, 2022, via his Twitter account, that he has already uploaded his brain to a cloud. The parallel of the avatar with the digital twin, the digital citizen, or the digital self of man is inevitable, and it's no coincidence that avatar depictions are widely used in social media or entertainment platforms. The shifts in Jake's consciousness transition from his human body to the avatar and back to his body again until he finally chooses not to return to it, are reminiscent of the life we live in the digital world when we are immersed in our smartphone, our computer, when we communicate electronically with others, have fun with online games, play or chat with other digital users or computers and bots. One might think that, like Jake, the human form, his physical life first will move in and out of the digital world, alternating between his physical and digital selves. Then he will live primarily in an augmented and mixed reality, and finally will end up or choose to exist only in the digital dimension in the context of its digital well-being and digital perpetuation. In any case, the choice of the other life is presented in the film as extremely ideal and tempting, let alone for a paraplegic hero with an indifferent life, as it offers him everything that he does not have in his normal life. The other life overflows with beauty, values, and ideals that in normal life have disappeared, restores every health problem, offers strength, authentic relationships, solidarity, and strong love. However, the digital life of the 21st century man does not mean that it is equally wonderful and complete for man. On the contrary, it is more of an illusion that ultimately leads to the cutting off of man from others, nature, and above all, from himself. The transhumanist messages of the film are accepted in an effortless way by the viewer, or at least his subconscious, charming him with the three-dimensional blue exotic environment of the planet Pandora, while it is no coincidence that the creators have made sure that the viewer feels a strong nostalgic familiarity, as Avatar is reminiscent of beloved films of the past such as Dances with Wolves, The Last Samurai, Pocahontas, etc. The Hollywood happy ending, the victory of the brave defenders against the greedy conquerors, the prevalence of idealistic values, the recovery of the hero's health, the meaning of his life, and the love strong story guarantee the hedonistically pleasant aftertaste of the film. The technology advanced hybrid biological species is completely misleadingly presented in the ideal vehicle for human power and happiness and as guarantee of a return to fundamental values and love of nature. The words Jake whispers after waking up in his canopy after yet another consciousness transfer, reminiscing about his avatar self and life with the Navi, before his consciousness was even transferred to the avatar forever, reflect the contemporary reflection on the distinction between reality and virtuality, as well as the future possibility that digital life will become a dominant existential question and the space that man will want to live in. Everything is now upside down. It's real life out there. Over here is the dream. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.